Hello, hello. This is Pastor Omar coming back for part two of Be Ye Transformed. Aaron, good to see you. 1Trey8, good to see you. I'm glad you joined. I don't know what just happened over here, but there was some kind of technical difficulty here at Periscope. But you know that's happening in this new medium. So this is Pastor Omar Muhammad coming to you live from my office here at the King. So, and I was talking to you about what God was doing today. So my subject today is Be Transformed. I'm so excited because I had the opportunity to hang out. Warren, good to see you. Warren 7, good to see you. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite movies of all time was this movie called The Transformer. I love that movie. I love the fact that, you can see these cars or trucks and look like ordinary transportation vehicles, but then when they get into the zone, they're like whoop, 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 and they metamorphosize into some kind of superhuman, super mechanical giant that can do great things. Maliana, good to see you. So I really like that whole concept. So today, when I was doing my regular thing that I do, this is Pastor Omar Muhammad. I am a proactive agent of change. You tuned into my broadcast. I'm a proactive agent of change who communicates so that others might be healed, liberated, and appreciated. That's what I do. So everything I come to you is going to be like that. I always give some type of meditation. James Coran, good to see you. I always do some type of meditational thought. And today's thought is being transformed. I'm so happy to be back in the academic circles again. I'm teaching again at the King's University as an adjunct professor, teaching biblical introduction to interpretation and hermeneutics. Sella D, good to see you. I'm so glad you came back on. I don't know what happened. It just went boop, it went dark, and then all of a sudden it was gone. So I'm glad you're back, Sella, and hanging out with me. So today we're talking about, I'm calling this Be Transformed Part 2. So I have the privilege and honor to hang out with pastors here in the Los Angeles area. Neon Black, good to see you. I have the privilege and honor to hang out with pastors here, and we sit down in a circle. I'm no longer in the pulpit. I want to encourage you all to do some of the things that I do. I got free from that local pulpit to get on the social network pulpit and do greater works and meet bigger audiences. And so that's what I do. They told me the brothers told me to shout you out to make sure I say, hey, let you know where I got some of this inspiration from. But the inspiration I got today is when I came into the room, they were in there talking about be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I don't know if you ever saw that, but that's in Romans chapter 12, I think somewhere around verse 2. Now that thing was really messing with me because I was like, wait a minute, that's first of all, it's got my favorite movie. That song that came out about the Transformer, I love that song by, I forgot the author, the guy put out a song, but it was a great song. And then the movie is awesome, and just the concept, the being transformed. And so it's sort of like this butterfly. You have this ugly looking caterpillar with all this little stuff on his back, and little hairy stuff, and caterpillars are not very attractive. But I love monarch butterflies. And what is a monarch butterfly? A monarch butterfly is a caterpillar who's gone through the process of metamorphosis, who transformed from one form to another. That thing was crawling around and couldn't do anything. Next thing you know, he's flying in the air. That's a wonderful thing. And so the scripture is saying that we need to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So what is that all about? So I had to start studying this. I said, what the heck is this about being transformed by the renewing of your mind? So I looked it up. And I looked up the word to be transformed is to change figure, to change form, to change format, to be altogether changed so that you can be an altogether different format. Sort of like that caterpillar, sort of like that truck and Transformers into this Autobot, or like the caterpillar into the butterfly. It's being transformed. And it says be transformed by what? By the renewing of your mind. So you have to get a new mind. So I said, what's this whole thing about mind? And I had to look up the word mind. When I looked that word mind up, it says this, that a mind is the thing that perceives and understands something. So what we are being commanded to do, because when I looked up the process of the word, that word is a command. What we're being commanded to do is to be transformed. To allow ourselves, listen, it's to allow ourselves. It's not you doing it necessarily yourself, but you are allowing yourself to be transformed in your mind. Be transformed in your perspective. Be transformed in how you see a certain thing. And one of the people said, CCC, good to see you. I'm loving the hearts. And what the people said, man, but nobody wants to be transformed if they think what they got is better than than something else. So we have to talk about this. What we have in this world. What we have in this world is an incredible desire to satisfy our sensual desires. Hey, I'm like any man. I'm so glad I'm married because I have a wife that I can get home and get busy with if I need to. Oops, I hope hope that's not too much for you guys, but it is true. My body get crazy sometimes, and I be like, man, I need to, you know how it is. It's just the way it is. That's the body. It wants to do that. So it's the lust of the flesh. The lust of the eyes is like you see something, you just gotta have it. Now I don't know about you, but I saw this car called the Tesla. I saw that car. I drove that car. I got to have that car. It's a desire. It's something that's in you. It's like, so you have these desires, and they just make you want something like, now my car is fine. My car is running. Thank God that my car is fine and running. It's a good car. But once I drove that Tesla, it was like, oh my God. So you got the lust of the flesh, the sensual thing, the lust of the eye. You're looking at stuff. And then the pride of life, that was all about, us getting out, I'm somebody, because I drive an Acura, or I drive a Mercedes, or I got Gucci bags, or I got all this, we get all this kind of status symbols. And so that's the way the world keeps us going. They're always trying to sell us and trying to make us think that we don't have enough. When we really do have, we have all that we need in God, but the world trying to make us do this. So this concept of be transformed by the renewing of our mind has to do with us taking on a new mindset, allowing a new nature to come into us. What nature is that? That's the nature of God. That's the nature of love, the nature of giving instead of holding and hoarding, the nature of releasing instead of holding on. And what does the scripture say? It said about Jesus, he didn't hold on to this concept that he was, a powerful being in God. He didn't hold on to that. He let that go and just walk among men and say, man, look, I got it. I show you a better way, a new way. So it's talking about be transformed by the renewing your mind. This is Omar Muhammad. I am a proactive agent of change who communicates that others might be healed, loved, and appreciated. So listen. So I came to just talk to you today about being transformed. When I realized that the concept about being transformed had to do with us allowing ourselves to get a new perspective, that blew my mind. So from now on, I am going to allow myself to have a new perspective on things. I'm not going to see the world like I used to see it, like it was a white brother in the room. And forgive me if you're a Caucasian, I don't mean any harm to you because God showed me something different. But a white brother in the room, I was raised up in the nation of Islam. So we were walking around talking about the white man as the blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil. Anybody ever remember that? If you remember that, show me some love, because I'm not teaching hate at all. But that's the way we perceive things. We thought that was the right thing to do. But then when God came in and I started allowing the love of God to flow over my life and to transform me by spending some time with his word, the Holy Scriptures, by spending time with his spirit, hanging out with people who are spiritual and loving people, all of a sudden I realized, hey man, I don't have to hate anymore. I love you because God created you in his image and his likeness. I love all of humanity. So I told the brother today, man, I love you. And that's what happens when you being transformed by the renewing your mind. You having your whole perspective change. You are allowing God to change you. Instead of being so greedy for glutton, for change, and for world stuff and all that kind of stuff, for pride and arrogance, having this big church and having this big things, whatever it is that we hold on to, that we think we got to have in order to have it, that's a problem. So today I want to encourage you, my friend. Be transformed. What does that mean? It's in the passive tense. It means allow yourself to be transformed. Allow yourself to take in and soak in the nature of God. The nature of God is all around you. Only thing we've done, we've forgotten it because we got so greedy as adults on the things of the world, what our eyes can see, what our bodies can feel, what kind of status we can buy and put on so we can think we're somebody. But don't you know that you're already somebody? You are created in the image and likeness of God. You are God's son and daughter. You are created in his likeness. And guess what? You have the wisdom and the knowledge to pick up this broadcast. You are so important to God. You are so important that he wouldn't let you just go without it. He wants you to know you can be transformed. Instead of being that little caterpillar on the ground, crumbling, growing around, being grub for other people to pick up, you can allow the God and the power of his presence to be in you to so transform you that you can fly. You can soar with the eagles. You can take off and do all the things that you know that in your heart you were created to do. I just came down to encourage you today. I told you what I do. I communicate so that others can be healed, liberated, that means set free, and appreciated. And so that's all you're going to get when you get Pastor O at Twitter. I'm Pastor_Omar at Twitter, or you go to Omar A. Muhammad THM. I'm always going to pass on some beautiful images. I'm going to always pass on some powerful words for you to think and meditate on. And I hope you got this word today that you have the ability to be transformed. And what it said earlier when you look at it said present your body as a living sacrifice. What does that mean? You are going to say to God today, say it with me today, I'm going to allow God to use my mind, my body, my soul, and my spirit to manifest in this world what he wants to get done. Isn't that beautiful? It's like this. You're saying, God, go ahead. I'll let you rent me for the rest of my days. You can have me. You can use me. You can work in through me. Because what you did with it, what have you done with that life that God's given you? You might have done some great things, but it might have temporal satisfaction only for a little while. Don't you want to do something that's going to last forever? Listen. Allow yourself. Huff Daddy, it's so good to see you again, my brother. I appreciate your support. Give me some love while you're here. And just come on and be with Pete Skelter. I am so glad that you're here too. Today we're here talking about the whole concept of being transformed. That we're, like my favorite movie, we're going to be from those little small regular transportation vehicles, the trailer and the little car and the Mustang. We're going to turn to super Autobots. We're going to do the great things that the Most High is designed for us to do. He's just waiting for vessels. There's some things that God can't do. Some people he can't talk to unless he talks through you. Do you know that if you yield yourself to the Most High God, he will use you to maximum capacity? He will take you to places you have never even thought or dreamed of. I always wanted to go to Africa. It wasn't until I yielded myself to God that God allowed me to go to Africa. I've been there several times now, and to Jamaica, and to Holland, and all these other places, just because I said, look, use me, oh God. So listen, today I want you to be encouraged. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is Pastor O, reminding you to keep your hands pure and keep your hands clean and your heart pure. This is Pastor O. I'm out. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Out. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. God bless you. See you soon.